We have some major breaking news here out of Pittsburgh. Head coach Mike Tomlin is head coach no more. It has been announced that the longtime Steelers head coach will be transitioning to a front office position this first year, learning under current leadership before becoming the full-time GM next season. Mike Tomlin is now looking to coach Jerron Costin to replace him, the undrafted wide receiver who played for the Colts on their way to a Super Bowl victory, has a lot of experience in the league, but not a lot of coaching experience at all. So it's going to be up to Mike Tomlin to mentor Coach Costin and to usher in a new era of Steelers football. Now, we do have a lot of questions about this, and I'm sure a lot of Steelers fans will not be happy to see their longtime coach go, but maybe there's going to be that small group that are, because there have been growing calls to get rid of him. Some concerns about Mike Tomlin's ability to adapt to the modern game, especially after a few mediocre seasons. He had this to say about his philosophy in building the team up with his future seasons coming as GM.
The more we let it sort itself out, we don't have to write the story. There's usually great clarity. There's enough opportunities in this process, but I'm not opposed to doing anything in an effort to get the best mix on the grass under any circumstance.
But with that, a new era in Pittsburgh begins. Here we are once again, and as you can see, our Madden 24 franchise is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Looking at some of the highlights of this team, you of course have to start with quarterback Kenny Pickett. He is not the bona fide franchise quarterback, but there's been a lot of reports that he's looking good and that he and George Pickens could carry the offense this year. And so we're going to give Kenny Pickett this year to really figure everything out and see if he can be our franchise QB. Next, we have an interesting running back here in Najee Harris, who had a really good rookie year and kind of fell really hard last year. And so year 3 is really going to be a time to look at what he is going to be in this offense. Is he our future franchise running back? Time will tell, but he is a superstar with reach for it and leapfrog, so those are some good abilities for us to start off with. And ultimately, George Pickens is why I chose this franchise. He has been making crazy plays in training camp like this. And that is exactly why I want to see if I can make him maybe the greatest wide receiver of all time. Only 22, star dev out of Georgia. George Pickens is the real deal, and I am excited to get to play with him. We also have another Georgia product on this offense in tight end Darnell Washington, who was drafted a lot later than expected, but he is 6'7", he is gigantic, and he can block, which will be useful. Continuing on with Georgia, though, we have Broderick Jones, left tackle, and he's going to be our franchise guy. We also have Isaac Seumalo along the offensive line, a free agent who came over from the Eagles, and we'll see what he can do. He's a little old, but we paid a lot for him, so he's going to be used. We also have on the defensive line Cam Hayward. He's a little old, but he is our X factor, and hopefully he can lead this new young group of D linemen. Speaking of young D linemen, we have Keanu Benton. He has a chance to start. Our defensive tackle is a very weak position on this team, and so he really has that opportunity. But of course, we cannot talk about this defense without talking about TJ Watt. Injured last year, so a little bit down, but we're hoping he can return to his record-breaking performances. He's going to be a leader on this defense. And one of the future leaders of this defense is the young corner, Joey Porter, who has some extra motivation after the draft.
Motivation, right? They want to see a pissed-off football player. Now they got one.
And we're looking for him to become one of the best of all time. And of course, at the back end, mentoring him, we have Minkah Fitzpatrick, who has been one of the best safeties year in and year out since getting to Pittsburgh. And I know Derwin James gets a lot of talk, but Minkah is the real deal, and he deserves a lot more recognition than he currently gets for being a top safety in this league. But we're going to make sure he gets that recognition throughout this franchise. So that's a highlight of some of our best players, most important players going forward. Our offensive line needs a little bit of work, but our skill positions are pretty good. On the defense, our D-line, our corners, and our off-ball linebackers are kind of weak, but we do have foundations in place that can help us succeed. But the defense, to get back to Steelers football on that defensive side, is going to need a lot of work. But that's what I'm here for, and we're going to get into it real soon. So let's get some training camp highlights. For this, I committed to only trying these events maybe 2 or 3 times to keep some aspect of realism. So if I messed up, it was like a player messed up in training camp. This is the first time I've ever played them. So there was a lot of trial and error, and I'll get better in the future. Now we got some passing here, and look at that catch by George Pickens. This event right here was basically the George Pickens show. Another good catch there by him. And why not throw another touchdown on top of it? George Pickens is going to be a monster for us this year. But we also have other wide receivers getting involved. Here we have Allen Robinson. We didn't really mention much, but he got into it. And now we're going into the running. Najee Harris dominated this one, but so did Darnell Washington. He was throwing blocks and throwing linebackers around, and that's why Najee Harris could score as many times as he did. And just time and time again, he found the end zone until this final rep where he finally had to do a little bit of work, and he goes, whoop, jukes him out of his shoes on his way to the end zone. So then we're back here with George Pickens again, just running some routes. And this is a straight go route. A little bit of juke there, and he scores easily. So now again, George Pickens just throwing the moves on him, going straight to the corner, sideline catch, and there's another one. This one right here, he pulled a little bit of a stop and go, and he's just using his speed to outrun him. George Pickens in the end zone. We hope to see a lot of that this year. And now we're going on to Darnell Washington, our big tight end. He's not much of a pass catcher. He's that blocking guy that I told. And here we go. Boom, boom, to the back of the end zone, and a good catch. So Pat Freiermuth is ahead of Darnell Washington. So he's not going to get a lot of passing opportunities, but he's going to be a major blocker, which is why I'm okay with him using it that way. All right, on to the defensive side now. I want to see what Quan Alexander could do for us. And he made some good tackles, but he did have some big misses where he was just getting thrown off by Najee Harris. A little worrisome, but, you know, he isn't our top linebacker. That goes to Cole Holcomb. But I just want to see what we had behind him, and he did decent. Quan Alexander very much past his prime, but still able to make some good plays for us. So you can see here I restarted the drill because I messed up pretty badly. We're just going to act like that didn't happen. And now we're going to keep going, getting some good tackles here. Quan Alexander, I mean, if we transition to a 4-3, he could be seeing a lot more time on the field. I personally like running 4-3s a lot more than 3-4s. I just feel like they're more effective. But we'll see. I know we have Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt, so we'd have to make that transition to defensive end. But it may help cover up some of our interior deficiencies. Now for the best, most efficient one of them all, Joey Porter in this QB battle, or cornerback battle, not QB, CB. You know, when you know the route, it's pretty easy. So Joey Porter just kind of sat on it, and he was getting interceptions left, right, and center. We easily marched our way to the gold on this one. See this one here, another interception, and just like that, we have the gold. We fell off a little bit here at the end, though. Joey Porter allows a catch there, and then on the next one, we just kind of get a little lucky that I think that's Kenny Pickett down there, just doesn't throw the ball. So another route here, trying to get in front of it. Really hungry for those interceptions, just barely overthrown. That could have been a good contested catch, but it wasn't. So we get some points, but then right here to end off the drive, they get a catch there. And now on to the special teams. Can't leave the specialists out. We got some precision kicking here. And kicking is not the best aspect of my Madden game, but Chris Boswell, I mean, he's got a leg. He's a decent kicker. Not the best in the league, but definitely not the worst. I would say he's an above average starter. I would say he's actually bordering on a pretty good starter, and I'm just not using him correctly right here. So we got the bronze already. We're going to keep trying to get up to that gold, hopefully, but not with kicks like that. That one was a little off, and so we're going to go. We're hitting that target at least once today. Boom. Oh, just barely missed that target, but we had exceptional accuracy on that one, and so I will take it. So another kick here, up, and just barely misses it again, but another exceptional accuracy for us. Up, and that one wasn't even close. Let's act like that one didn't happen. But we're gonna keep going. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it good. We're getting one bullseye, or at least one hitting the target today. Okay, that one wasn't our best. Still great, but you know, you got to aim for that red. It's a little easier though, because like the wind doesn't really matter that much. Oh, great accuracy. I thought that could have been excellent. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to recover. Right down the middle. This one has to be nailed. Boom! Let's go. We hit the target. I just want to do it at least once. That was a little bit of a clutch kick, too. And this is going to be our last kick of this one. Amazing accuracy. Didn't get there. But let's go over to the punter now. Let's get some coffin corners. I would like to say I'm a good punter. I don't really know. But this first one, ooh, a coffin corner to start it off. Okay. So let's get another kick in here. That one was absolutely horrid, but it's going to roll. And I just messed up. I just pressed A accidentally, but that's okay. We recovered. Actually still made it into the yellow because we got a lucky roll because there's no returner. All right, another one. Is this going to be another coffin corner? It is. Okay, maybe I'm a better punter than I thought I was. Let's get another one. Is this going to be good? Oh, no, that's going to be a touchback there. Alrighty. So not everyone can be perfect. We got 4 more. We got a man out here seeing if he can win the starting job. There's actually 2 punters between him and Presley Harvin. And, I mean, if he's punting like this in games with these coffin corners, I think it's going to be hard for Presley Harvin to make the team, but we're going to have an open competition in preseason between the two. And we'll see how it goes. That's another touchback. Ugh. 2 more. Let's finish with a coffin corner, all right? At least one. One out of the 2 got to be a coffin corner. This one's looking. I feel good about this one. Okay, this one looks good. Oh, another touchback. All right, we got to finish off strong. I'm trying to go against the wind on this one to let it slow down a little bit. I'm trying to use the wind to my advantage. All right. So we finished with a coffin corner and quickly going to our head coach. We hired some new coordinators. But that's really going to be it for this one. Coach Costin here taking over from Mike Tomlin. He's got 2 new coordinators with him. So it is a total overhaul of this Pittsburgh Steelers team in terms of the coaching staff. But Mike Tomlin will still be there in the front office, there to give guidance. And I mean, between Kenny Pickett, Najee Harris, and George Pickens, I think our offense is going to be good. TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, Minka Fitzpatrick, Joey Porter can carry this defense for a little bit. But we're going to go and turn and develop this team. And eventually, we're heading back to the Super Bowl. This is one of the most successful franchises in all NFL history. And it's going to return to that. Peace out.